Welcome to the Galesburg Candidate Forum, sponsored by WGIL and Tri-States Public Radio. Tonight's event is airing live on WGIL, and video is being live streamed on Tri-States Public Radio's Facebook page. Our moderators for tonight are two veteran Galesburg journalists, Jay Redfern, Content Director at WGIL, and Gene Carlson, Regional Reporter for Tri-States Public Radio.
Good evening. I'm Jane Carlson. Let me add my welcome to the Galesburg Candidate Forum on the set of SpongeBob, the musical, which runs March 31st, April 1st, and April 2nd, right here in Head Performing Arts Center at Galesburg High School. Before we get started, I would like to thank the candidates for participating, and also to WGIL for partnering with us, Galesburg District 205, Superintendent John Asplund, and Galesburg High School for the use of this space. We will hear first from candidates running for the Galesburg District 205 School Board. There are 5 candidates running for 3 open seats. Incumbents Tianna Cervantez, Courtney Rodriguez are running for re-election for seats within Galesburg and are facing challenger Jake Taylor. Incumbent Rodney Phelps is running for re-election for a seat representing townships outside Galesburg and is facing challenger David Sharp. Tonight, Cervantes, Rodriguez, and Sharp are here to participate. Both Phelps and Taylor were unable to attend. Candidates, you will have 2 minutes each for opening statements. Then you will have 90 seconds each to answer up to 6 questions on topics that were shared with you 2 weeks ago. We will stagger who answers the questions first. Then you will have another 2 minutes each for closing comments. Heather Norman is our timekeeper tonight. She will flash a sign when you have 30 seconds remaining and when your time is up. Please keep your answers focused on the issues. You may respond to another candidate's answers during your allotted time, but you must refrain from personal attacks. Lastly, we ask for no applause from the audience until closing comments are over. It is now time for opening statements. Ms. Cervantes.
First of all, thank you everyone for joining us. Thank you to the sponsors of this forum. I appreciate the opportunity to share my thoughts. As she mentioned, my name is Tianna Cervantez, and I am seeking a 3rd term with CUSD 205 School Board. I appreciate my time on the board, and I appreciate the fact that we've been able to tackle some major challenges in the almost 8 years that I've been a member of this team. And I'm looking forward to the opportunity to continue serving Galesburg schools as we now are able to focus on curricular challenges that are coming to the fore as we return to normal beyond COVID and look at arranging our curriculum now that we have also addressed some of our building needs and have our 3 elementary schools, our 5-6 building, and our 7 through 12 building. Thank you very much.
Ms. Rodriguez.
My name is Courtney Rodriguez. I am seeking re-election for the Galesburg School Board. I've been on the school board for the past 4 years. The past 2 years, I have been the vice president. I have 2 children in the school district. One is a 7th grader here at the Galesburg Junior Senior High School, and I have a 3rd grader over at Steele. I will have one entering this fall into preschool, hopefully. I graduated from Galesburg in 2005. I've lived here my whole life. I love all that Galesburg has to offer for us. I am excited to hopefully be on the board again and to face all of our challenges head on. As Tianna said, we have done a lot of construction, and now our construction is nearing end, and to be able to focus on our curriculum and maintain our buildings. Thank you.
Mr. Sharp.
Thank you. Hi, my name is Dave Sharp, and I'm asking for your vote to help me to be on the school board. I'm very excited at the opportunity, at the possibility to being on the board. I have been a teacher in the Galesburg School District for the past 27 years. I retired last year. Kind of a tough thing to do, but the state made me a proposal that I could not pass up. I am married. I do have 5 children. I have 2 children in the school district. I have 2 grandchildren in the school district. I also have a nephew and a niece that I was told, don't forget your nephew and your niece. So I won't forget them. I'm very, very excited. I have been in the school district for a long time. I love this community. I love children. Anybody that knows me knows that I'm there for the children all the time, and I spend every minute I can doing things for kids. I have been the girls' basketball coach for the district in the past for probably 15 years at Lombard. I stepped up about 4 or 5 years ago when the girls bowling team didn't have a coach. They stepped up and took on the challenge of coaching bowling when I never coached before. I absolutely loved it. I do miss it. I miss being around the kids so much that after I retired from the state of Illinois, I was contacted by Bettendorf and Davenport school districts were having some struggles with filling the positions that they had, and I accepted a 5th grade position there, so I'm driving back and forth so I can still be with children. And it is my goal that if I get elected to the school board, to work with these terrific ladies right here and help make this be the best possible school district I can.
Thank you. I now turn things over to Jay Redfern, who will ask our first question.
Good evening, candidates. Here's our first question. What is the role of a school board member, and what do you see as the most important skill or attribute for serving on the board? Ms. Rodriguez.
Okay. So as a school board member, as a school board, I will say, we employ one person. We employ the superintendent. He employs everybody else. We make employee decisions. We do employee dismissals. We approve the annual budget. We approve the tax levy. We maintain all the educational facilities. We attend monthly board meetings, and sometimes there are special meetings that we are asked to attend. A lot we do that. We are available by email. We are available by phone. We get stopped at Hy-Vee. We get stopped at Target. So I believe that just being open with your communication and being available to the people in the community is the best possible, characteristic trait that you can have being on the board, and to be committed to what you're here for.
Mr. Sharp.
Thank you. The role of the school board members is to set the priorities and its vision for the district, and they need to help establish the policies that govern our different decision-making processes and evaluate the outcomes of the district and see how those things are working and make the changes that are necessary to make sure that our students' needs are being met, and to review and evaluate and adopt policies that define its intent for the superintendent. But most importantly, I believe that one of the roles of the school board is to make sure when those policies are being set that they look to the community, because the community belongs to the school district, and the school district belongs to the community. It works together, and I just believe that the community needs to help us make the decisions when it comes to setting those policies.
Okay, Ms. Cervantez.
One of the things that I learned when I joined the school board is that we have a few key things that we're responsible for. As Dave Sharp has mentioned, we are responsible for setting the mission, the vision. We are responsible for enacting policy, whether that comes from federal or state entities. We look at those policies and figure out how they're going to work for District 205. We are also responsible for taxpayers, right? Public school is funded by tax dollars, and therefore in that vein we are responsible to every community member for how your dollars are being spent. And in the past 8 years, I have done my due diligence in making sure that that money is spent in support of the efforts that our teachers and our educators are doing within the buildings, making sure that our community has buildings that our students and teachers can feel comfortable doing their work, and then also making sure that in that vein we are listening to our constituents, students, teachers, community members. We do all have a perspective that we're coming to the table with, whether we're lifelong residents of the community, whether we're educators ourselves, K through 12, or in my case, post-secondary. And we all value the fact that we want our students to graduate from District 205 being able to meet whatever dream, whatever goal that they have.
Mr. Sharp, you will go first on this question. Last fall, District 205 hosted a community town hall to discuss rising concerns over student behavior and safety. Do you feel student behavior is an issue in Galesburg schools? And what ideas do you have that could improve the culture and sense of security for students and staff?
I believe that student behavior is a problem in most schools throughout the nation, and I think a lot of those are being addressed, and they're coming up with different professional development that's being offered. Presently this year, I have been taking a lot of classes on handling discipline in the classroom, and specifically throughout the school, and I believe that I could help with bringing some of those ideas to the board. I do believe we need to understand why these disciplines are happening, because our students have lots of needs, and we need to make sure those needs are being met. I've often said that we can't teach our students until we meet their socio-emotional needs, and I think our children have a lot. In today's society, there's a lot of pressure on our children, and we need to work together to help them with these discipline problems. We need to find the root of these discipline problems, because a lot of times we're quick to hand out disciplines, but we don't really understand what's causing those problems. And that's the thing that we have to look at, because we can hand out a discipline, but the next time you turn around, that problem's going to be there again. It's when you get to the root of that to find out what's causing these problems. What is it that the students need us to do? Most of the time, our students are crying out for help. We just have to read those signs. We have to be able to see that. We have to be able to put preventative measures in place ahead of time. And knowing our students and making connections with our students and working with the community, working with the parents, all those things are key.
Ms. Cervantez.
My parents graduated from GHS, and I graduated from GHS. Now, I am not diminishing what is happening in our school buildings right now. But if those of us who are in this room remember their times in this same building, this isn't the first time that our community or any community across the nation has actually been presented with this concern. Mr. Sharp is correct. We have a number of influences on our students right now. Social media, the effects of the last few years, the things that matter to students in a classroom are engagement and sense of belonging. And how are we as a board discussing the ways in which we can provide resources and support to not only our students in the classrooms, but also our educators in the classrooms? And then how are we making connections with community members to offer our experiences for our students to understand and see themselves as a reflection in the curriculum and in the activities, so that they are less inclined to give into the pressures that they're having with social media and others, and actually engage in the work of being a student in our schools, K through high school, because it's happening in all of our buildings. And as Mr. Sharp said, it's happening across the nation. So lucky for us, unfortunately for us, we're not the only ones dealing with this problem, and we can use best practices from across the state.
Ms. Rodriguez.
So to deal with our security and safety issues, the district has hired 6 resource officers throughout the district. We also have a family engagement specialist at every building, and we have a counselor at every building now to deal with those kids when those chances come. We have implemented a practice this year called restorative practices. It is directing children the other way. Rather than kicking a child out of school or putting a child in school suspension, we direct them with peer mediation or parent-teacher conferences one-on-one. We, like they have said, it's not just a Galesburg problem. It isn't every school problem, but we are committed to this because it is our problem. It is our community. We cannot do this alone. It is a community effort. We can only help our children when they are in our buildings. We have offered an SEL program on wheels. It's called Keisha Cares. It's the purple van out front. It does go around to our local communities, our little neighborhoods, and it provides those social emotional aspects while those kids are at home to help them better themselves while they are away from our buildings.
Okay, Ms. Cervantez, you'll lead us off with this next question. Do you have concerns over graduation rates and issues with student attendance? Can you continue this a little bit? Has it worsened as a result of the pandemic, and if so, what can be done to improve those statistics?
Oh, Mr. Redfern, if I had the answer to that, I would not be sitting at this table. I would be consulting for the entire state of Illinois. What we have found, actually, and the data has shown us post-COVID across the state of Illinois, that there is a larger percentage of students who have, in some capacity, disappeared from our schools. So this, again, is not a District 205 challenge. It is actually statewide, and I think some research is actually showing us that this is a nationwide challenge. So yes, the short, brief answer is it does concern me. I think it concerns the rest of the board in trying to figure out the ways, again, to engage our students and help them understand why school matters, right? Is it because you can be connected with our GABC program and find some type of work right out of high school? Is it helping to prepare you so that you can enlist if that's what you would like to do? Is it your journey to go to a four-year institution? What are we doing to make sure that we're providing the resources so that our students, again, feel like they belong here, see themselves reflected in the classroom and in the curriculum, so that they are eager to come to school?
Thank you. Ms. Rodriguez?
Can you repeat the question?
Sure.
Thanks.
It's kind of a multi-part question.
Yes.
Do you have concerns over graduation rates and issues with student attendance? And has this worsened as a result of the pandemic? If so, what can be done to improve these things?
Okay. So, yes, like she said, we are all concerned with our graduation rate, and yes, COVID has affected our student attendance in our school. People have found more ways to implement their schooling at home as they had to, or they had the choice to, rather than sticking their kid on a computer screen learning from our school teachers. The way we are trying to improve that is we are trying to make a reason for children to come to school, rather it be course selections. We have opened up our course selection classes to children. We are trying to blend our classes together, as in we're letting our lower our kids here as our 7th and 8th graders, they can now take higher education classes that will be in their future, as in like a 7th grader can now kind of go into Spanish if that's something that they want to, or they can venture over to the GABC program if that's something that they want to. So we're trying to bring kids here for the reasons that they want to be here, what they're determined to do, what they see themselves doing in after high school.
Thank you. Mr. Sharp? Well, I think that we need to make sure that we're identifying those at-risk students very early on at the beginning of their high school career, because if we can identify those students, then we can put some things in place. We can kind of watch those students and kind of step in whenever needed. I think most important is every student that walks into a school building needs to feel that every person in that building cares about them, that every person in that building loves them and wants them to be there. I know that I go out of my way every single day to make sure if a student has been gone for one day, to have a huge celebration and how glad I am to see them to be there again, because attendance does kind of give you an idea that you may have to worry about down the road whether or not these students are going to graduate. We need to strive to have 100%. I believe that we're just barely under the state average right now, which we still need to keep going. We want to be at the top. We want to get there where we have the highest graduation rate in the state of Illinois. And I'd be very excited to fight for every student in here and make sure every student in this building and all the other schools know that they're loved. We want them there. We care about them. We do everything we possibly can to get them to understand the importance of education and make them feel accepted and wanted.
Ms. Rodriguez, you will be first on this one. District 205 currently does not provide an option for citizens to remotely watch monthly school board meetings. In the interest of transparency, do you think it's important for the meetings to be live streamed? Why or why not?
Well, it would be nice. Yes, it would be. But we do not offer that. I guess I don't really know what to say about that. Well, for it to be live, it is nice. It is a nice thing to have. We do have a recording, and it's recorded, and it's posted on our YouTube channel after our meetings. What we really want is for the people to come to our meetings. We really want to see your faces. We really want to hear your comments. We really want to know what you have to say. That is what we really want to do. For you to watch our YouTube video and then to go read the Register Mail article or the WGIL article afterwards, it's not everything that is always presented at the table. We we feel very strongly about what happens at our table, and that when we make decisions, we stand behind those decisions. And we are a board. I am one of 7. I am one vote of 7 people. So when I make a vote, I feel wholeheartedly that that is the right vote that I am making. So more than anything, we would love for you guys to come to our meetings to see you. So the live streaming is not a huge deal, I guess I want to say. So that's what I have to say. That's a hard question.
Mr. Sharp.
Well, I would agree with Courtney on liking to see as many people at a board meeting as possible. But unfortunately, with the lives that most of us lead today, it's not always possible for us to fit that into the schedule. And a lot of times we need to be able to go back and look at that later. But as far as the transparency thing, I would like to say that the Galesburg School District is a public school. And I think that the word public speaks for itself when it comes to transparency. If it is a public school, we have to be transparent. It's for the public. We are not a private school, so there shouldn't be anything private. So therefore, if we do live stream these and then people can go back and watch them later, they can keep up on what's going on. We do that in our own lives. We have to. I mean, most of us have children that we have to take care of, jobs we have to maintain, and other activities in our life. So we need to have that time to just sit down and be able to review those things. I know sometimes there is a cost. I know sometimes it's difficult to be able to live stream things like that. I know as the bowling coach, I was always being asked, is the bowling meet going to be live streamed? Because parents couldn't always make it to those. So I really would like to see that we live stream and make sure everything's transparent.
Ms. Cervantez.
This is an interesting question because, as Member Rodriguez says, we've offered the opportunity during COVID, and as Mr. Sharp has said, transparency is important. But I would also all of our documents are out there because it is public, because this is a taxpayer-funded entity. You have access to everything that we have access to unless it is directly employee related. Our meetings are business meetings in public. And this is a thing that I didn't understand until I joined the board. So we're doing the business of the board in a public space so that those conversations are not behind closed doors. And anyone who followed District 205 board meetings when I was president for 4 years knows that those meetings would become quite long because I made sure that we were having those conversations, some very, very important conversations in that public sphere. In fact, board members still currently joke when we're out of the building quicker. So I would say that if we can find a way, because again, cost effective, our responsibility is to taxpayers, but also that showing up and being part of that business meeting and watching us work will hopefully give you the idea and the perception that we actually do all of our business in the public.
Okay, we're ready for question number 5, and Mr. Sharp will lead off on this one. It's a 2-part question. District 205 has spent millions of dollars to upgrade and renovate facilities. How is this improving education? And if elected, what kind of expenditures would you prioritize moving forward?
Well, the renovation of the buildings has been a huge help to everyone, especially the students. It's very difficult to teach in a classroom when it's 100 degrees and you have fans in every corner of the room. So it's been a plus to have a building that you can walk into that's air controlled. Somebody with asthma, it's been much easier for me to breathe when I was in the classrooms. Same with the students. So the renovation of the buildings is something I'm very thankful for. I'm glad that happened. I feel that we need to continue to maintain those. We need to look at every building and see if there's anything that we're forgetting, making sure that we take care of those issues. As far as the students, when you get into a classroom and they're able to use their technology based on the things that's been upgraded in their building and they can get online very quickly, when you have a classroom of 25 students, you need that technology there. So when we upgraded the district, they helped implement the ability to reach the internet a lot faster for everyone. So there's so many different things that I could go into, and I don't think 30 more seconds would allow me to let you know how happy I am that we're sitting in a nice facility right now.
Thank you. Ms. Cervantez.
District 205 has spent millions of dollars to upgrade and renovate facilities. How is this improving education? In the second part, if elected, what kind of expenditures would you prioritize moving forward?
Okay. We did spend millions of dollars. However, we did so without raising your taxes at all on our end. And I think that that's important to know, because what we were able to do over the past 8 years is listen to the needs of the community through our community forums. We were able to renovate our buildings and fulfill promises that had been made to this community over 15 years ago to make sure that our buildings were usable, accessible, safe for our teachers and our students. And I think that it allows everyone to have a better feeling about what they are able to accomplish. If you have not checked out our culinary classrooms, you should do that. This wonderful auditorium, we have the ability to offer our students the capacity to do some really neat and cool things because we've been able to make these decisions over the past few years. And now it's important for us to maintain those. Right, wrong, and different boards prior to us were unable to do that. And it will be incumbent upon the next 7 people, whoever that is, hopefully I'm one of them, to continue to maintain our buildings so that we don't find ourselves in a position where we have to spend multi-millions of dollars to make sure that our buildings are where they should be for our teachers and our students.
Thank you. Ms. Rodriguez.
When I got on the board 4 years ago, the building projects were just starting, and that was one of my main things, that I wanted to be a voice in where my children would go to school for the rest of their lives. I wanted to be a voice so that they had that safe, clean technology that they could use to excel in any path that they chose to excel in. All of the great things that we have done, like Member Cervantez said, we have done without raising taxes, and I think that that is a huge accomplishment for what we have done, and also have done it during the pandemic. We are very proud of our facilities, and I hope that you guys all are as taxpayers, that when your kid gets to come here and go to an automotive class over at the new GAVC, or your kid is a Bright Futures and gets to go to a brand new preschool and have a indoor playground with endless possibilities to learn and STEM from, that those make you guys proud. Furthermore, we also need to make sure that we're keeping up on them. We aren't going to build these nice $1 million facilities and let them go to waste. So I hope that we keep doing what we need to do and do our due diligence to the community for those.
Thank you. We are now going to move on to closing comments, and I will begin with you, Ms. Cervantez. As a reminder, you have 2 minutes on this.
Oh, thank you. So as I mentioned during the forum, I am a graduate of GHS. My parents are graduates. I believe I even have aunts and uncles. You know, part of my family immigrated here in the early 1900s, so we're strong. We're strong. My son also graduated from here, and that was actually my impetus for running the very first time. I wanted somebody sitting on the board that understood what his experience was like in District 205, someone who could speak to the wonderful diversity that is in our community. There were times where he didn't see himself reflected in the classroom. There were times where he didn't think that his voice mattered in some of the classrooms that he had, even as successful as he was. And so that's why I sit up here, so that I can make sure that as we're making the decisions with policies and curriculum and educators and paying attention to all of the responsibilities that we have, that every corner of our community is reflected in those decisions, because that is important. As I've mentioned in the past, public education is a necessity in a strong working society. And I am dedicated to making sure that this little corner of the public education system is the best that it could be for our community and for our students' success. Thanks.
Ms. Rodriguez.
The past 4 years, I have invested more time than I thought I was going to on the board, and I am so proud of the work that we have done and so proud that my children go to this school. I want to continue everything that we are doing, that we are working for. I want every child to know that they matter, and to every teacher to know that we are behind them, that we are with them, we are a team with them. I want my children to know that even though they are Hispanic and whatever box that they check, that they will matter wherever they go. And so I hope that I can get your vote on April 4th to continue all of the time that I have invested on this board to continue the work.
Thank you. Mr. Sharp.
Thank you. She said you could put your glasses on because she knows I can't read those notes without my glasses on. But I don't have the closing statement written. I just want you to know I'm extremely excited. I'm gung-ho. I'm ready for this. I want to be a part of the board that guides this district into the future till we can become the best school in the state. I know there's a lot of challenges out there, but I know that together we can get those things accomplished. And that's going to be a top priority right there. I feel that I bring a lot with me if I was to be able to be elected to the board. I have been a teacher in this district for 27 years. I know some of the concerns of our staff. I know some of the troubles that our teachers face, the obstacles that they need help with. I have worked with the administration here. I've always been able to work with the present superintendent and come to some kind of a compromise anytime that we've ever met and worked on the different issues. I understand some of the discipline problems they're having, and I also believe that I can help with some of those problems with the education that I have. I have probably taught thousands of students from Galesburg. I consider all of them my own children. I consider my coworkers my family. I consider the community my family. I would like to work with the community, with the students, with the staff, and turn Galesburg into, and with your ladies' help, the best school in the state of Illinois.
Thank you. This concludes the school board portion of our forum.